looking to upgrade your storage options sometime soon, whether you're adding an M.2 SSD into your system or replacing one, then you'll want to understand the difference between current Gen 5 and Gen 4 options and what they mean for you. After all, this is a key decision. Your SSD affects everything from boot times to game loading and file transfers, plus with SSDs being much more affordable for large capacities and really simple to install, most people would now opt for this over a classic bulky hard drive. So when we talk about M.2 SSDs, it's all about the PCIe capability of your motherboard. Essentially, PCIe is the backbone or highway that connects the SSD to the rest of the system. The instructions will come from the CPU, for example, to open Google Chrome. Then that instruction will travel along the PCIe interface down to the SSD to tell it to find and open the files. Then the open files will go back along the PCIe interface back to the CPU to then tell the GPU to show Chrome opening up. Forgive the generalisation, but in a nutshell, that's how it works. The leap from Gen 4 to Gen 5 is all about the PCIe interface. Gen 4 SSDs use PCIe 4x4 lanes, offering a theoretical max bandwidth of 8 GB per second. Gen 5 SSDs tap into PCIe 5x4 lanes, doubling that to 16 GB per second. This isn't just about raw speed though, it's about how data moves. Gen 5 SSDs often use Phison E26 controllers paired with Micron's 232-layer TLC NAND, enabling faster access and lower latency. Gen 4 drives typically use Phison E18 or similar controllers with earlier NAND generations. The result being that Gen 5 SSDs can handle heavier workloads and multitasking with greater efficiency, but only if your motherboard supports PCIe 5 M.2 slots. So let's explore what each generation offers using drives from our friends at Crucial and see whether it's worth buying a Gen 5 SSD now, even if your current motherboard only supports Gen 4. Crucial's Gen 4 P310 SSD delivers excellent speeds for most users, up to 7,100 megabytes per second read and 6,000 megabytes per second write, which is more than enough for gaming, creative workflows and everyday use. But Gen 5 really ups the game. Crucial's flagship T710 SSD hits up to 14,900 megabytes per second read and 13,800 megabytes per second write, which is more than double the throughput thanks to PCIe 5's increased bandwidth. However, these speeds only unlock on a Gen 5 compatible motherboard, such as AMD's AM5 platform or Intel's Z790 boards with Gen 5 M.2 slots. If you're on Gen 4, the T710 will still work, but it'll be bottlenecked by the older interface. You won't get those advertised speeds, but you certainly won't get less than the P310. Crucial's Gen 4 drives are significantly cheaper. A 2TB Gen 4 SSD like the P310 is a great entry point to Gen 4 SSDs, keeping solid reliability as well as, of course, Gen 4 performance. Whilst the Gen 5 T710 2TB can be upwards of double the price depending on the heatsink and model. Though it is worth noting that some more entry point Gen 5 drives are available, such as the Crucial P510, bridging the gap between Gen 4 and Gen 5 without the premium price tag that the flagships demand. So is that extra speed worth double the price? For most users, especially gamers and general creatives, the answer is not yet. Gen 4 SSDs already load games and apps in seconds. Gen 5 shines in niche scenarios like 8K video editing, massive file transfers or enterprise level workloads. So the additional cost to Gen 5 can be put instead to a larger Gen 4 drive for more space over a quicker, smaller Gen 5 drive. But what if you're planning a motherboard upgrade soon? If you know you're going to be moving to a Gen 5 compatible board in the next 6 to 12 months, then buying a Gen 5 SSD now can be a smart move. You'll get Gen 4 speeds today and unlock Gen 5 performance later without needing to rebuy your storage. Just keep in mind though, Gen 5 drives run hotter and often require beefy heat sinks, so do make sure that your current case and motherboard can accommodate that. Scan, of course, have a selection of Crucial Gen 4 and Gen 5 drives for you to choose from, which we'll link in the description. But do let us know, have you just upgraded your storage or are you about to? And which SSD did you go for?